well was back in the year 2003.
Almost 10
We will
years
be
because the
showing
well
that
was back in
indeed
the
he
year
doesn't have
2003.
dairy, and that
We
bit
will
of
be
the
showing
allegation
that
he was
indeed
using
he
the
doesn't
staff
have dairy,
to
and that
manage
bit of the
dairy
allegation
is
that
not
he was
true.
using the
We will
staff
be
to
demonstrating that he
manage
doesn't run any
dairy
farming
is not
in
true.
Kisii.
We will
The
be
land
demonstrating
assigned to
that he
him
doesn't
is
run any
used
farming in Kisii.
The
The
land
land
will be
assigned
showing that
was
indeed
he
he
doesn't
doesn't
have
have
dairy,
dairy,
on the farm,
and that
we
bit
will
of
be
the
showing
allegation that
any
he was
farm
using
he
the
doesn't
staff
have
to
dairy,
deploy the
and
staff
so he
to
doesn't have
manage
allegation
dairy
any farm,
and
we
we
will
will
be
be
saying
saying
this
this
is
is
a complete falsehood,
unfortunately for
and
his
we will
brother.
be saying this is a
Now,
complete
on this point, I
falsehood,
just want to hang on 1 minute and invite your attention
on this
to
point, I just want to hang on 1 minute and invite your attention to this.
on the first two counts of, or rather the first count
on the
of
first two
of taking a
counts
bribe,
on
or
the
rather the
third
first
count
count
of taking a bribe,
Dennis,
on the
you
third
will
count of
be-
threatening,
you will be having
Dennis,
a situation where the father is testifying against his son, or
you will
rather
be
the
having
father
a situation
and the
where the
mother
father is
testifying against his son, or rather the
On this
father
count
and the mother
of the
testifying
alleged,
against his son.
on this
Misuse
count
of staff.
of the alleged,
And the next point being the arrest of the
misuse
brother
you will
staff.
be having a situation
And the next
where
point
this
being the arrest
Senate
of the brother
is
you will
being
be having
asked
a
to take
situation
the place
where
of
this
the mother
Senate
of the two
is
brothers
being asked
and
to
preside
take the place
determine
of
the
their
mother
dispute.
of the two brothers
we
and
are saying
preside
that
that
this
this
Senate
dispute.
is being reduced
We are saying
to an
that this
unfortunate level
Senate
by
is
being
being
asked to
reduced
preside
to
over disputes over
to an
families,
unfortunate level
and
by
a
being asked
colleague
to
of mine
preside
will
over
address you
disputes
on
over
that.
families.
Lastly, on the
And
issue
a
of the
colleague
arrest
mine
of the
will
brother,
address you on that.
lastly, on the issue of
We
the arrest
draw
of
your
the brother,
attention to the point that
we draw
it
your
is
attention to the
Dr.
point
Monda's
that
case that indeed
it
he
is
planted the trees.
Dr. Monda's
The
case
trees belong
that
to him. He
indeed
planted
he
way back
planted
in the
the
year
trees.
2007.
The trees
We've
belong
called
to him. He
witnesses
planted
who were
way back in
involved
the
in
year
the planting of those
2007.
trees. We've called witnesses who were involved in the
The
planting
brother
of those
came in
trees.
and started cutting the trees. Dr. Monda
The
did
brother
nothing
came in
other
and
than
started
to just
cutting
report
the
to the
trees.
police and say,
Dr. Monda did
my
nothing
brother is
other than
cutting
to
the
just
trees that
report to
belong
the
to
police
me.
and
The
say,
police indeed the
my brother is
investigation
cutting
and
the trees
determined
that
that
belong to
indeed
me.
the
From the
police
face
indeed
of what they
investigation
had,
and
it
determined
was the
that
brother
indeed
was on the wrong
from
in
the
cutting
face
the
of
trees
what they
belonging
had
to
Dr.
It was the
Monda
brother was
and
on
had
the
him
wrong
arrested.
in cutting the trees
That will
belonging
be our
to
case.
Dr. Monda.
One of the
and
things
had
that
him
you'll be
arrested.
being asked then
That will be
is
our
whether
case.
you want
One of the things that
at
you'll
this
be
Senate
being asked
level
then
is whether
to
you
make a
want
choice of
at this
believing
Senate level
either the brother that is
to make a
Robin
choice
or Dr.
of
Monda
believing
Robert.
either the brother that is
The
Robin
second one
or
is
Dr. Monda
whether
Robert.
you want to take up the role
The second
of
one
the police
is
work
whether you
already
want to take up the investigating the
role
issue.
of the police work
Now, my
already
colleagues have tried to
investigating
make
the
the
issue
issue a motive by saying
Now, my colleagues
that
have
over
tried to
20
make the
people
issue a
went to
motive
arrest,
by saying
Dr. Monda.
that over
Now,
20
again,
people
our
went to
position
arrest,
is that he merely
Dr.
reported
Monda.
and the police went to arrest
Now,
him.
again, our position
However,
is that he
even
merely
assuming
reported
20
and the
people
police
went to
went to
arrest
arrest
him.
him. And we are saying, however,
We
even
are not,
assuming
we don't know
20
how many
people went to arrest,
and
and
we
we
are
are saying,
even assuming 20 people went
we
to
are not,
arrest.
we don't know how
Is
many
the
people went to
issue
arrest,
the
but
number
even
of
assuming
people
20 people
who
went to arrest, is the issue the number of people went to whether the police were entitled, or whether there is a culpable offense, whether the police were entitled to arrest.
So that the issue of the number of people, the issue of the summons for a guy is really relevant. It doesn't. The issue of the summons for a guy is really relevant. It doesn't. Dr. Monda was right to have reported, and whether the police, Dr. Monda was right to have reported, and whether the police in effecting their arrest, acting within the scope of their duties in effecting their arrest. Then, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, County Assembly then on the 21st County of February 2024, on the 21st resolved that before they determine the impeachment of the Deputy Governor, they should go for public participation. They went for public participation, and one of the results of public participation was a memorandum written by one Benson. That Benson then brings a memorandum accusing that Benson then brings a memorandum accusing of some excesses. Dr. Monda of some excesses. Mr. Speaker, sir, I request for your direction. Mr. Speaker, sir, I request for your direction. Threatening me with 15 minutes. Your assistant is threatening me with 15 minutes. I'm aware that my colleagues used over 1 hour. My conscience, I'm aware that my colleagues used over 1 hour. Because I'm here to address the issue of the preliminary. The issue, because I'm here to address the issue of the preliminary. Expunging some documents. I just pray for the expansion, expunging some documents. I just pray, Mr. Speaker, sir. Equal. I promise to be responsible on time, Speaker, sir.
Council,
I promise to be responsible
that is not
on
a
time.
threat. You have 15 minutes. That wasn't a threat. If you're not done within those 15 minutes, then you can make your plea. If you're not done within those 15 minutes, direct, then you can make your plea.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker,
and I will direct when you get there.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I would request the honourable senators to look at the document filed by the Deputy Governor, and it is marked the document filed by the Deputy Governor, and it is marked if you look at page in blue, and if you look at page 56,
Page 56. Page 56 contains the only document we received from that public participation. Contains the being a memorandum written by one Benson Nyakaka Misario, being a memorandum written by one Benson Nyakaka Misario, retired from his office, that the deputy governor should be which in general amount to abuse of office for various reasons, which in general amount to abuse of office. Was part of the invite for public participation, because public participation was part of the invite for public participation, because public participation representation, or you can bring written and so the documentation was oral representation, and so the delivered to the speaker, as you can see on the face of it at page 56, was delivered to the speaker, as you can see on the face of it at page 56, and to the clerk, it is then as you can see at and delivered to the governor. 56. And in consequence, therefore, when the governor went to the national, went to the county assembly, when the governor went to the national, on the 5 counts that I've just gone through, he defended himself on the 5 counts that I've just gone through. Representation issues my colleagues say you should expand the contents of paragraph 48 you should expand the contents of paragraph 48 my colleague to 48 to 49. My colleague the reason is because it is a new material that was not part of the charge. The reason is because it is a new material that was not part of the intention of the public participation. It poses the question, what was the intention of the public participation? We had notice of what were we to do with it, because and we knew we had an issue we had to respond to, and therefore we did a response. That is an issue we had to respond to, and therefore we did a response. And then therefore we have responded to it from that paragraph. And then therefore we have responded to it from that paragraph 48 now, to the last paragraph. So that then creates the link between our factual response to the, and we have actually responded to all the things that factual response to the, and we have actually responded to all the things that amongst and our main defense is that these are not issues we are responsible for, and our main defense is that these are not issues we are responsible for. It is more of the question of the chief executive that have been passed by the assembly having the question manipulated of a budget that have been passed by the assembly having the issue manipulated and changed after the Kisii County budget, the issue been utilized for the last of 18 not having been utilized for the last of 18 years, the deputy governor's wife being the one who is actually in charge of the deputy governor's wife being the accusations against the governor, and we had to respond. All those issues are accusations against the governor, and we had to respond. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members of the Senate. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members of the Senate. You go back to reflect on whether you will, when expand, you go back to reflect on whether paragraph 48, expand this paragraph from paragraph 48. Keep a clear mind about the dichotomy of this issue. Keep a clear mind about the dichotomy of this issue. Is that it was not part of the case at the county assembly. The expand is that it was not part of the case at the county assembly. They went for public participation. We was have to with this document, and so we had to come for public participation. We was have to with this document. However, and so we had to come argument is that it is not part of the 5. If their argument is that it is not part of the 5, Siocha moved when he was seeking impeachment before then he asked for public participation, seeking impeachment before then he asked, but we pray that you please do not expand them, but we pray that you please do not that it was not part of the case at the county assembly, or rather on the ground that it was not part of the case at the county assembly. It indeed you will see it on the face case at the county assembly, and you will see it on the face of the documents. You've then been asked to remove those documents because they are not relevant. To remove those documents because they are not relevant, Mr. Speaker. I would like to submit to you, honorable senators, that the question of whether those are relevant or not belongs to you. That the question of whether those are relevant or not belongs to you. It doesn't belong. It's not the assembly who says we went for public participation. We enjoy the assembly who says they say we went for public participation. We enjoy the part where they say remove the county because it disrespects the county, because it disrespects the, because it disrespects the governor, because he has taken a bribe. We don't want we don't want this. We want this. It is not for them to choose. We don't want this. We want this. It is not for them to choose. It is for you to determine whether or not they are relevant to you. And it is for you to determine whether or not they are relevant. Paragraph 48 to the last. And determine at the end of the whole process whether they are relevant or not. And nobody should take away whether they are relevant or not. And nobody should take away your jurisdiction to determine the relevance of that, and to your jurisdiction to determine the relevance of that, and to apply it in the question of whether or not you agree with the motion for impeachment. He says, now, my colleague was very specific. For instance, he says at paragraph 61, There is reference to the wife
at paragraph 61
to the governor. There is reference to the wife,
and that those people are not here to defend themselves. And we are saying that's not the correct position. We are not here to discuss. And we are saying that's not the correct position. We are not here to discuss the fate and the situation of the governor and his wife. We are here and the situation of the governor. We received a notice from Benson telling us this for this grounds. We received a notice from Benson telling us, and we just come here to say no, you shouldn't impeach us for that reason. And we just come here to say no, you shouldn't impeach us for that reason, because in our defense we are saying if it were to be then the case, not the deputy governor is responsible for the changes in the budget. It is for the deputy governor who is responsible for the changes in the budget. If that is the case, for the news of the budget and so on and so forth. It is not intended to bring in the governor and his wife. It is only merely to mean to issue the governor and his wife. Indeed, it is only merely upon which to persuade you that indeed that's not the ground upon which you should impeach the governor. We would therefore be asking you to determine the question of the place of the public participation in this proceedings, in this proceedings, because that is actually a product. I would probably just want to mention one thing to you. And I would probably just want to mention one thing to you. Participation, if you look at page 41, in the public participation, if you look at page 41, if you look at volume 1 of the Assembly's bundle, if you look at volume 1 of the Assembly's bundle, page 41, they have brought to you the product of the public participation as they say. They have brought to you the product of the public participation as they say. And this, what was said at Birongo Ward is something that appears in quite a number of other places where public participation something that appears in quite a number of other places where public participation occurs. Also lamented that the deputy governor does not respect the county also lamented that the deputy governor does not respect the county allowed to perform their duty. The MCA should be allowed to perform their duty that was initiated by county assembly in itself. That public participation that was initiated by county assembly in itself, deputy governor in many places prepared to go and kneel before the first lady is prepared to go and kneel before the first lady. We are not under an obligation to have to, and we are saying to kowtow we are not under an obligation to have wife of the kowtow to the now to the wife. I would like also to invite you to page. Now there is. I would like also to invite you to page. At page 36, there is another output of the public participation. At page 36, there is another output of the public participation. My apologies. This is volume 1. Sorry? Volume 1. Sorry. My apologies. Volume 1. Assembly's bundle. Volume 1. The Assembly's bundle. Volume 1. Assembly's bundle. The Assembly's bundle. Volume 1. There are input from a place called page 36. Masimba Ward. There are input from a place called said no members of public in that Masimba Ward at the venue when no members of public were and so at the venue when the secretariat arrived, and so there was no public participation. However, and this will be our case that there has been a continuous, and this will be our case generation that there has been a continuous of generation and material to incriminate the of documents and material. If you look at the letter from the, if you look at the letter from the, there is a letter dated 8th of March. There is a letter dated 8th of March. I'm afraid probably the honorable members may not have this, but this is a letter probably the honorable members may not have this, but this is a letter dated 8th of March, come and defend yourself. It is written by one of your staff members. Come and defend yourself. It is written by one of your staff members. Some of the people who you need to come and respond to at page 3, some of the people who you need to come and respond to at page 3 from is a gentleman by the name. So you have public participation report from the county saying, so you have public participation report from the county saying,
together with cancer management and the staff who are working at cancer, for giving the people of Mbakassi's constituency, to be specific, the Mbakassi gas explosion victims, the fire victims who were affected just the other day, and we did say that our people.
Mr. Speaker, we pray that you do not expand, Mr. Speaker, sir, paragraph 48.
I've got a plan.
I've got a plan.
Paragraph 48.
I've got a plan.
I've got a plan.
I've got
specific, the Kisii gas explosion victims, the fire victims who were affected just the other day, and we did say that our people.
I've got a plan. I've got a plan. I've got a plan. I've got
Specific.
Kindly.
The Kisii gas explosion victims, the fire victims who were affected just the other day, and we did say that our people.
I've got a plan. I've got a plan. I've got a plan. I've got
The Deputy Governor's bundle. Kindly.
The Kisii gas explosion victims, the fire victims who were affected just the other day, and we did say that our people.
And I would like to unlike my colleagues,
I've got a plan. I've got a plan. I've got
the Deputy Governor's bundle. Kindly.
The Kisii gas explosion victims, the fire victims who were affected just the other day, and we did say that